students, this is Teacher Ken, and today we are going to practice something that continues on the advanced level. We are continuing on the C1 series for the advanced students, okay? Advanced English for the bilingual professional. And today we're going to make a practice for us to make sure that we are using the shortened forms of the modals correctly. Okay, more specifically, for you to remember if you are using the past modals or if you're using them in present. As usual, it's always better to explain it with the examples on the book. So let me just go ahead and share what we're going to work on today. Let's go to our English sentence structure book. Here we are, okay? And as I said, right now we're going to work on the shortened form of the modals. Just because I want to make sure that we have them correctly, we're going to make sure that we use only the auxiliary when we are speaking in present. And as we saw on the practices that we were doing on the previous weeks, use have with the modal when you want to use it in past. We are on our English sentence structure book. We are on lesson 22, okay? So lesson 22, box C. That is on page 247 of the English sentence structure book. It is 260 on the PDF. Remember, the PDF file is available for everyone on the descriptions in the podcast and also on the YouTube channel, okay? So let's get straight to our practice. I decided to add an example in present first so that you guys are able to, remember what the correct occasion for us to use it in present versus in past is. And we have this sentence. It says, are the Johnsons ready to leave? And the answer says, yes, they must leave early. We are speaking in present. Must, in this case, is speaking about an obligation. They have to leave early, okay? Now, what happens when we go to the next example? The next example says, did the Johnsons leave early? This is a situation in which we are already speaking about what happened before. In this case, I have to say, yes, they must have left early. If you just say, yes, they must leave early, you are speaking in present. And that is why I wrote both examples on this exercise. When we speak in present, we use the modal auxiliary and the verb in past. And the verb is not changed. And when we want to speak in past, we use the modal, have, and the verb in past participle. But for this exercise, we want to practice the shortened form. That's why I highlighted in yellow. That's why it's highlighted in yellow, sorry. So, the shortened form with the modals in past finishes in the have, okay? What I want you guys to remember is that if you are using a short answer, if you're shortening the modal and you finish on the modal and you don't use have, you are speaking in present. So the short answer for the question, did the Johnsons leave early? Did the Johnsons leave early? The answer is yes, they must have. It is incorrect to answer just yes, they must. And it is also incorrect to say yes, they must have left. Because if you just finish in the action, you are leaving me with the rest of the information, let's say, hanging. So our recommendation with short answers or the shortened form of the modals, if it's in present, finish in the modal. If it's in past, finish in have. That's why we have that second example there. It says, and go ahead and I will give you a moment to repeat after me. It says, we didn't buy it, but we could have bought it. the shortened form would be, we didn't buy it, but we could have. When it comes to pronunciation, I like to remind you guys that we usually shorten the pronunciation of have with the pronunciation of saying of. So could have bought it sounds could have bought it. And in the shortened form, it also works. And it says, we didn't buy it, but we could have. Okay? Now, what happens when we're using the verb to be in past participle and the ing? This is similar to the previous exercise that we practiced on the advanced level. So if you have some questions or some doubts about it, go ahead and check it out. It's in the podcast. When we are using the verb to be in past participle and the ing, the shortened form finishes with been. So, in the third example, as it says, we weren't working hard, but we should have been working hard. Repeat. The shortened form finishes with been, and we say, we weren't working hard, but we should have been. If, in this case, you said, we weren't working hard, but we should have, people will understand, but it's not the most correct form. And right here, we are learning advanced English for the bilingual professional. We want to make sure that you have the accuracy to, have the best performance at work. Let's go to the additional examples that are right after the box. We continue on the same page. We are on page 247 of the English sentence structure book, 260 of the PDF. And the additional examples continue using the structure with past. And we have a few more examples with been. So I will go ahead and read the question, give you a moment to repeat it, and then I will tell you the answer, and I will give you a moment to repeat it as well. This is not a practice exercise. This is just a repetition exercise. The practice exercise comes right after this, so stay with me. Should I have left earlier? Yes, you should have. Could he have bought the car? Yes, he could have. Was it raining? I don't know. It might have been. Did they hear us? I'm not sure. They might not have. Did she borrow your umbrella? No, but she certainly could have. Some of the boys were singing when they shouldn't have been. We didn't give you all the help we should have. Okay, now, for us to make sure we practice this into a, apply it at the moment scenario, we're going to exercise 8. Exercise 8 from lesson 22 on the same page, page 247 of the English sentence structure book, 260 of the PDF that is available on the podcast. If you don't have the physical book and you would like to purchase it, check the links in the descriptions because you have the option to purchase it on Amazon and have it, mailed to your address, okay? On exercise 8, sorry about that, guys. I just moved into a new place and I believe that the sound is going to be problematic for the first couple of weeks until I get this fixed. But in any case, in exercise 8, we are only going to use either might or might have, whether we're speaking in present or in past. So the structure is going to be very similar in the great majority of cases because we are always going to say, I don't think, and then we will use but. And we will be using either might or might have. As I mentioned, if the idea is in present, then we will be using might. If it's in future, we continue using might. But if the idea is in past, we will use might have, okay? Exercise 8, let's go from the examples. Remember, I will read the question and give you a moment to say the full answer. And after that, I will say the answer and I want you to repeat it after me so that you can compare my answer to yours and correct any mistakes that you might have made, okay? So, let's go ahead and get started. Do they make you change planes in New York? I don't think they do, but they might. Repeat. Will the doctor prescribe some medicine? What's the answer? I don't think he will, but he might. And the last example says, did you forget to put a stamp on the letter? I don't think I did, but I might have. So from now on, let's think if the question is in present or in future, we will say, I don't think, and the short answer, but might. And if the question is in past, I don't think, short answer, but might have. Let's get this party started, okay? Number 1, does this train stop in Omaha? What's the answer? I don't think it does, but it might. Did the mayor promise to welcome us? I don't think he did, but he might have. Will you pass all your exams? I don't think I will, but I might. Did Alice go to work yesterday? I don't think she did, but she might have. Let's continue on the next page, page 248, just 4 more. Do your friends need any ice cubes? I don't think they do, but they might. Will the medicine make me feel better? I don't think it will, but it might. Did you lose anything at the picnic? I don't think I did, but I might have. Did Alex leave his keys in the door? Sorry, let me repeat that. Did Alex leave his keys in the door? I don't think he did, but he might have. So, this exercise is not super difficult, let's say, but it's very important that you practice it so that you keep that good notion of remembering to use the have or the have been when you are using the modals in past. Remember, it is the practice between present and past what gives us the greatest majority of mistakes when we are speaking fluently in English. I know that this is something that requires as much practice as possible, so I would like to remind you that within the PDF that I have available for you in the podcast, we have the practice section of the book, English Sentence Practices. English Sentence Practices is also available to purchase on Amazon, but if you are checking the PDF that is available for free on my podcast, I would like you to go down to it and go to the same lesson, lesson 22. Let's see, right now I am on lesson 18. Let me go down a little bit further. Lesson 21. We're almost there, guys. So lesson 22 is starting on lesson 302, but we're going to box C. Right here, we are on box A. We continue going down, and we are going to find exercise 5. Exercise 5 is for box C, and it's for you to have the written practice for the modals in past using the shortened form, okay? Remember, guys, if you have any questions about anything at all, just leave me a message either in the comments on YouTube, or you can send me a message in WhatsApp. The information is on all social media, okay? Thank you very much for staying for this week's class, and remember that English is easy. You just need to practice, okay? See you next class.